Welcome to PintheQ Productions. If you are interested in the culture of the fire service and keeping tradition alive, you have come to the right place. Now sit back and relax with your brothers and sisters and enjoy the show. Be sure to like and subscribe on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. For more information on PintheQ Productions, visit www.pintheq.com.
Hey everyone, welcome back to PintheQ Podcast, first episode of 2020. It's been about 2 months since we've seen you, and I'm getting a lot of flack, right? People are, where you at? Where you been? What's going on? So I thought, where better to start 2020 but in Ocean County, because people love when I'm in Ocean County, right?
You do.
But in all fairness, I do go everywhere. Not just Ocean County. I go to Monmouth County. I go to Pennsylvania, Indianapolis, right? So I've been New York. So I've been all over the place. So we're in Ocean County. But where are we exactly?
You're in Little Lake Harbor.
Little Lake Harbor.
Yep.
South. Very south. You can actually smell the marsh.
Yes.
Where we're at.
The more you drive south by my house, you smell it a lot more.
Right, from the lagoons and all the waterways here.
Yeah.
So, again, we're PintheQ Podcast, and we're happy to say we're in Little Lake Harbor. But what's the name of this fire company?
We're the West Tuckerton Fire Company, Station 71.
Station 71. And we have someone that always comments on the white trucks, right? So, you know who you are. I know you're going to send me a message. So, look, white fire trucks. That's the second time, right? So, we had North Plainfield, which was white apparatus, right? And then Union Beach, the White Knights.
Yes.
Right, they're also white apparatus, and now West Tuckerton, Station 71, white apparatus. Cool stuff. But you guys have the blue stripe, which North Plainfield has the black stripe, and then Union Beach also has, I think, a black stripe.
They're darker, I believe.
So you have like the American thing going on there, red, white, and blue. Very cool. So why don't you introduce yourself? Tell everybody who you are.
Well, I'm Leticia Lacerda. I'm a member of the West Tuckerton Fire Company. I've been in here for about 3 years now. Yeah, I think October made 3 years.
So 3 years ago, you went to the Ocean County Fire Academy?
Monmouth County.
Oh, Monmouth County Fire Academy. Cool.
I went to the Monmouth County Fire Academy in 2017, in the spring.
So before we get into that, you're not from the U.S. originally.
No, I am not.
You're not, right? So why don't you take me back to when you were a little girl, right? And kind of walk me through how you ended up here.
Well, I was actually born in Brazil.
Okay.
I moved to America in August of 1996. My father came here first. He came in 1992, I believe. And our original plan was he comes here, works for a little bit, sends the money back, build our house, and he comes home. He liked it so much, he said, I'm not coming back. And then 3 years later, here was I and my mother. I grew up in Newark, New Jersey, in the
Brick City.
Ironbound, the Brick City.
First of all, the best Portuguese food, hands down.
It is. It's really good. I mean, but yeah. I have to say the Brazilian food is a little better.
Okay.
There's a little competition there, but the Brazilian food is a lot better.
Well, I haven't had that, so I'll just take your word for it.
I'll make you a list. You can go try it out and then come talk to me later.
Then we'll do the comparison.
Yes, absolutely. But I moved to Jackson in 2014. I think I moved there. And I joined Station 55 for a little bit. Loved it. I was like, wow. I didn't even know volunteer fireman was a thing. I lived in Newark. We don't have that up there.
Right, because that's all paid. Right.
Correct.
So how did you get to that point, though? Like, when you were in Newark, and you came from Brazil to Newark, then you get to Jackson, right? So Jackson's a very rural area. So Newark compared to Jackson, it's like night and day. Yes. Because Newark is a very urban area.
Environment, yes.
Right. And Jackson's very spread out. It's huge. It's like 100 square miles. It's all woods and suburban life. So was that that in itself a transition for you?
Oh yeah, and even living down here, it's a total different environment.
Right.
But I don't see myself moving back up north.
Right.
At all. It's different. It's more relaxed. Like Newark, my parents still live there, and I go there every 2 weeks. I have a fire department up the street. The EMS squad is a few blocks away. You know, the airport above my head.
Yeah.
And then here, it's peaceful.
Yeah, definitely. Unless it's the summertime and it's
Correct.
crazy busy and the traffic's out of control.
But
every place has its things, right?
Yeah, us it's the summer.
So you join Jackson Fire Department. Which one?
Station 55.
55. Okay. So Chief Carson,
Yes.
55. So how did you get there though? Like, how did this whole fire department thing come?
As a teenager, I did Newark Police Explorer. I was a Newark Police Explorer for about 6 to 7 years.
Okay. Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, I was there for a very long time. I was captain. You know, I worked my way up and whatever. And to age 22, I moved. You know, one, I can't be explorer anymore because I'm over age, and I just moved out of the big city. So I was like, you know what? I love volunteer. I loved volunteering with the explorers so much, and I was like, I have to find something else to do. And then working at my job was when I learned about volunteer fire departments and volunteer EMS. Again, I had no idea that volunteering wasn't even a thing for that. So at one point, I had a death in the family, fire-related. My uncle died in a fire.
Oh, wow.
Actually, yesterday made 18 years that he died in a fire
I'm
up
sorry to hear that.
Elizabeth. So I was like, wow, you know, my uncle died in a fire. And it kind of sat with me for a while. I was like, you know what? Since I can be a volunteer fireman, you know what? Let me try.
Right.
Giving back, you know, maybe I can help somebody so they don't have the loss that I had one day.
Wow.
Which is when I joined 55. I was there for about 6 months before I moved down here.
So you must be in first generation then, right?
Oh, yeah.
In your family?
My family has no first responders at all.
Even in Brazil?
Even in Brazil.
Okay. Wow.
It's just me.
So walk me through what your mom was thinking at this point. Like, did you like, hey, Mom, I mean, obviously she knew you were doing police explorer stuff, so she let you do that, obviously. Yeah. But when you go to her and you're like, oh, Mom, I'm going to be a firefighter, what was she saying to you?
She lost her mind. She goes, what are you doing? She's like, you can't do that. And she kind of freaked out a little bit.
Right.
But I guess during the fire academy, she came to my put it together day, and I would explain more to her sometimes because I kept my gear a lot in my car.
Okay.
From driving from here to Monmouth to work and back, my gear lived in my trunk for 6 months. So she would see it, I would show her, you know, and then she kind of like eased into it a little bit, but she really freaked out.
Right.
For a while.
Well, it's cool you have a supportive mom, you know, that she was...
Yeah. My dad loves it, don't get me wrong. He loves it. He questions all the time. He's like, so what have you been up to over there?
Right.
And here and that. My mom, she's like, she gives me that face sometimes. Like, she worries. She's a mom. I get it. But...
So how long were you on 55?
I was there for about 6 months.
Okay.
I wasn't there very long.
Right.
I loved it up there, but I wasn't there long.
So then
I moved down here.
You moved down here, okay.
Yeah.
So when you got here, you're like, okay, well, I'm going to join the fire department there. Was that already a thing, or were you like on the fence?
No, I definitely wanted to continue.
Yeah.
I did. I moved here in August of 16, and then September I dropped off my application. You know, they were very welcoming. You know, the second I walked in the door and I met, at the time it was Chief Rob, who was a past member of 55.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's ironic.
Right? So came right in. He showed me everything, gave me a tour of the building. Here's your application. You know, get it back to me. He was very, like, welcoming.
Good.
It was very nice. Like, I walked in and I was like, this is where I want to be.
Nice. So right from the get-go, you felt like you had that piece of home.
Absolutely.
Right. So one of the things I learned about you was that, you know, not only are you a firefighter and you work full-time, but tell me about your children.
I have 3 kids. I'm a single mother of 3. I have Kaylee, who's 11. Ethan is 4.5. And then I have Dylan. We call him Pickle. But I have Dylan, who's 1.5. He'll be 2 in May.
Wow. So you have your hands full.
Oh, I'm very busy. Very busy.
So how do you find the time to do this on top of everything? So you're working full-time, which we'll get into, and then you have 3 children.
Yes. That's a job in itself.
Yes, that's a full-time job in itself. And then on top of that, you're dedicating more of your time to serving in the community as a firefighter. Tell me about that.
I know, like you, for example, like you're like, wow, like how do you have time for all that? And I get it all the time, whether it's my coworkers, my friends, like you never stop. You're always doing something. Like, how do you even have time? I'm just myself, and I don't have time for anything. But when you want something, and when you want to be somewhere and do something, you will find the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I share my custody with my ex-husband. So when he doesn't have the kids, when I don't have the kids and he does, I'm here.
Right.
If I'm not at work and my kids are in Newark with my mom hanging out, I'm probably here. Or I'm on my couch waiting for a call or something to come in.
So when you originally got into the fire academy, kind of walk me through what that was like for you when you first got there. Was it what you expected? Was it not what you expected? Because you told me you were a police explorer, so at least you had that sense of emergency services, if you will. You knew about this stuff.
Yeah. It was hard.
Yeah.
Coming from police and law into fire, which was something I knew absolutely nothing about. It was really hard. I struggled a lot through the fire academy, and I passed. I didn't get the highest score of the class, but I celebrated like I got 100.
What did it mean to you? What did it mean to you personally? It
meant a lot. In the process, or while I was going through the academy, right in the middle, my grandfather passed.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And thank you. I left the country. I told the instructors and everyone, I was like, hey, I had a death in the family. I'm leaving. I took a flight to Brazil, was gone for a week, came back, had to make all that up, and I made a promise to my grandfather. I didn't get in time to see him alive, unfortunately, but during his services, I made a promise to him. I was like, I will finish the academy, and I'm going to make you proud.
That's awesome.
I'm getting upset right now, but...
No, it's good. So you did it for your grandfather.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's
because
awesome.
Because we're here. It's just me, my mom, and my dad, and my sister, and my 3 kids. My whole family lives in Brazil. This is my family. I don't have like blood relatives here. They'll come and visit when they get a chance.
Right.
But it's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah.
To have them come here. It's expensive, and just now with the way things go, it's hard getting a visa and just get on a plane and come here. It's not like you're going to New York or know.
Right.
It's tough.
What would your parents think if they could see you on the fire truck and doing your thing here? Like, what would they think? I'm sure they'd be very proud. Yeah.
Very, very proud.
There's no doubt.
Like my whole family in Brazil, they're like, wow, like Leticia does all these things. Leticia works where she works. She's a fireman. Like, we don't have that in our family. It's solely me.
Right.
I'm the only one who does all that.
They have to be so proud of you.
Oh, yeah.
To think that you're, achieving all these things and they get to see that. I mean, obviously, social media and stuff, can they see, I'm sure they've seen photographs.
Yeah, I have a few of them on Facebook and stuff like that. And they'll comment here and there, or they'll send me a message. It's easier to talk to them now than it was back when I was younger.
Yeah, absolutely.
We didn't have all this cool technology.
Right.
So it makes it a little easier sometimes, but they are very, very proud. Like when we went to my Put It Together Day for the Fire Academy, like you can see in my mom's face, she's like, wow, like that's my kid.
Yeah. It's a sense of being so proud.
Oh, yeah, and they came all the way from Newark to Freehold.
That's cool.
To watch. Everyone came, everyone was there. So it was nice. It was nice to have them down.
So, I often ask a lot of people that go through the academy, girls, boys, it doesn't matter to me. Was there that one person in the academy that you would say was your mentor? Was there that one person that comes to mind that like always pushed you or helped you, or did you feel like you had more of the classmates? Like, I don't want to say mentorship, but did you ever have was your classmate close? Were you guys very, very close?
Yeah, we were broken up into squads in Monmouth, and mine was Squad 4.
Okay.
Hands down, we were the best squad ever. Like, Squad 4 all day. I love those guys a lot, and we were very close. And with my job, the academy was hard. It was really hard. I worked. We had a pitman schedule at the time, and the days that I was working weekends, I would either work a 12 or a 16-hour shift, drive down the street to the academy, be there all day on Sunday for 6-8 hours a day, drive back up the street to work, shower at work, and go back for another 12 or 16-hour shift. So I was struggling.
Yeah.
I was struggling, and you know what? And they're like, I know it. Don't worry. If there's something you need help with, if you're tired today and you can't do this part of the exercise, we'll switch.
That's cool.
So they were always really good about that. They helped out a lot.
Well, I think they saw, what you were doing,
Yeah.
in the sacrifices you were making and how hard you were working to achieve your goal. People see that stuff, and that's good that they worked with you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. My squad was very, very understanding. I loved all those guys.
That's awesome. Do you still keep in touch with people from the academy?
Here and there, yes.
Yeah.
I talk to the instructors a lot.
Because like that's Monmouth County, and now you're in Ocean County.
Ocean
right?
County, yeah.
So you're not even working with those people anymore, right?
Well, I still work up there, and I'll still take classes in Monmouth. I just did my 200, 300, and 400 up there.
A lot of fun, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm not for nothing. I liked it. People think I'm crazy. They're like, that class is boring, but
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it was fun.
You're the 1% of people that like it. It's good. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I loved it. I had such a great time. I was like, I can't wait to go today. And people are like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, because that's typically not one of the classes everyone loves to sit through.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you move here, you join the fire department, you know nobody.
No.
Right? This many people. That's who you know.
Yep.
So how do you do it? What do you just walk in and be like, yeah, I'm here. Let's make this happen? Or was it
Kind
more...
of. I mean,
yeah.
I guess I can sound pretty outgoing. I make friends everywhere I go. I moved to Jackson, and I made a bunch of friends there. Then I come down here, and I made a bunch of friends down here, too.
Right.
Even when I started working in Monmouth, too, I made a lot of friends there. It's like everywhere I go, I find somebody to make friends with.
That's good. That's a good thing to do. Especially if you move around a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So tell me what this place is like for you. Like you joined here, you said you've been here 3 years.
Correct.
Right? So kind of walk me through, and our guests, like walk me through like the beginning of this whole, like how did you adapt? What was it like for you?
It was a little different. It's a different environment. It's not what I'm used to. It's not Newark. It was different, but the people down here in Little Egg or even Ocean County in itself, I feel like they're very welcoming, if you can say. They're very friendly. I've never met one person down here who is nasty. Everyone is nice. Everyone is helpful. At least the people I've ran into.
That's good.
They're all welcoming and loving.
Right.
I get along with everyone here. So I love it.
What's it like here as far as like your firefighting? I mean, call volume, is it enough for you? Do you wish it was more?
I wish there was more.
Yeah.
I wish there was more. I
think everybody's probably going to say that wherever they work, no
yeah,
matter where
absolutely.
they're at,
Yeah, I wish we had a little bigger call volume. In the summer, it can get a little up there.
Yeah, because this is a busy company, especially in the summertime. And I hear you guys, you're always going out. You're always doing
We
something.
always do something in the summer.
But I like about this company is, they do a great job training.
I look forward to Tuesdays a lot.
Yeah,
Tuesdays is our
right.
training night.
Yeah, I always see training posts. I mean, they're doing a good job at that stuff. Is there something about this particular fire company that you like the best? So obviously, we have a ladder, right to my right here. Are you more of an engine girl or more of a ladder girl?
I kind of like our ladder. I'm not going to lie. I do. I just love the whole department in itself. There's not like one thing that I like more or less. The whole thing, it's a whole package deal. I love I love everything about it, from whatever apparatus and equipment we have to the people in the department. It just fit with me. This is where I belong.
Right. Now you talked about being working full time. Tell me what you do.
I work for the Monmouth County Sheriff's Office. I'm a 911 dispatcher.
Okay.
And I also just picked up a little per diem with Little Egg Police as a dispatcher as well.
Okay, good. Oh, right here in town.
Yeah, down the street.
So being a dispatcher, I mean, we could probably sit here for 10 hours telling stories about that.
Yeah.
Because that's a very interesting job too.
It's fun. It's very I'll go into work, and even when I did my interview with Little Egg, they were like, "What do you like best about dispatching?" And I was like, "Is that even a question?" It's like every day you walk in, and I don't know what I'm going to get in front of me.
Right. Every
day it's something new.
So back to Brazil. I mean, does your family ask you tell me what it's like? What do you do? I mean, they must be so interested in what you do every day.
Oh yeah, they love hearing about it, and every time I'm there, it's like I never left. We're always getting together, and I was there 3 years ago when my grandfather passed, and I don't remember eating at my house. It was breakfast at this cousin's house, it was lunch at grandma's house, it was dinner at this person's house, and we all just sit together and we all talk, and they ask about life here, what I do, how do I like it, and we'll just talk and talk and talk while I'm there.
So one of the things I did before I sat with you, knowing you're from Brazil, I wanted to know something about Brazil because I'm not from there. I don't know anything about that. But what I did research tonight, what I did find out is that Brazilian people are very, very family oriented.
Yes.
Right. So family means everything to you, right? Talk to me a little bit about that as far as, your family, your three munchkins, right? What does that mean to you as far as how you go this and then work, right? I mean, how do you juggle all this? How do you manage it?
It's tough. It's really tough. I wish I had more time with them. Like they grow with the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
But my kids are everything.
Now your oldest is 11.
11.
Is she like banging at the door to come in here, or what?
They love coming here. We have an upstairs where they go and they play, or even Ethan, my middle son.
Right.
He's understanding a lot more now. At 4.5,
right.
He loves coming in here. He looks forward to Tuesdays to coming to drill because they all come with me.
What has been the most interesting call since you've been here?
What's the department?
Yeah, with the fire department. Is there one interesting call that you've had so far? You're like, this is pretty cool.
I mean, I do like going on the Parkway sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
The Parkway is pretty cool. It's only because it's the Parkway.
Right.
But other than that, we have a lot of our fire alarms, typical stuff like that.
Yeah, like every company. Every company's got their thing.
But I'm still waiting for my one big fire.
So you haven't had.
I had one. It wasn't ours. It was Tuckerton's.
Okay.
But
what'd you do? What'd you do when you got there?
Inside.
Oh, you went inside.
I went inside. I went up to the attic. It was cool.
Right.
It was fun.
What was that like for you? Walk me through that.
It was kind of what I expected it to be.
Right.
I wish I was in there a little longer. But it was fun. Just going in there just kind of brought me back to the fire academy.
Right.
And
that's what I'm getting at.
It's like everything like clicks in.
Yeah.
Because if you tell me right now, explain to me like what you would do, I would be like, well, I don't know.
Right.
And it's like I just got there and I was like, well, I remember doing this and this and that.
Right.
And we went in and we did what we had to do.
It's like that muscle memory. It's like, oh well, I remember this. I remember them teaching me.
It's
this.
like it just clicked right in, and it was fun. I really had a fun time there.
Yeah, because everyone watching always remembers their first job. Like, you never forget your first job.
It's something I will definitely carry with me. And even when my kids get older and they ask, when was your first fire?
Right.
I will remember that one. That one was it.
That's good. You enjoyed it, though?
I did.
Right.
I did.
Is everything you thought it was going to be? You had the heat, right? You had the smoke.
Yeah, it was. I can say that.
Good. Yeah, good. Because that's what we all want to do. That's what we want to do, right? I mean, that's what we look forward to. We look forward to those jobs,
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't get as much as I would like, at least.
Well,
but
every firefighter is going to say that. Every smoke eater is like, yeah, it's never enough. Until when you get older, and then you're like, yeah, no, it's good the way it is. I take a break.
We can go a little longer without it.
Right, it's awesome. So, what's in the horizon for you? What are you thinking? What do you think you want to do? You want to continue with firefighting on a volunteer level, or do you want to think career, or what are you thinking?
I will definitely be a volunteer for a very long time. If it comes my way and I get the opportunity to be paid, I would do it. Absolutely.
Right.
But like I'm set here. Like this is where I want to be. I'm happy here.
Good.
I enjoyed the volunteering so much.
That's awesome.
So, and it's always been in me, even with the explorers when I was younger, and even now, like I still have that passion to be a volunteer and be part of the community and serve back to the community. It's something I've always liked.
So, what do you say to those people that are saying, "Oh, no, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. You're going to get hurt," or what do you say to those people?
I don't mind. It's something. If it's something I like, then I'm going to do it.
Right. So no one's telling you anything. You're doing.
No. And even if they did, I'd be like, okay, cool story. I'm still going to do what I want to do.
Right,
it's what I like, and you don't tell me telling you no. It's what I like. I'm going to do it.
Good for you. Tell me about the people here, these firefighters, because earlier when we spoke, you called them family. You said this is my family here.
Yes.
Touch on that a little bit for me and tell me what that means to you. What the members here, what that family aspect means.
They're great. If I couldn't choose a better group of people. I went through a hard time about a year ago with my separation and my divorce and starting a whole new life, and I can't thank the members in this department who helped me through everything I went through. You know, there wasn't one person that was not helpful. There wasn't one person who said, oh, well, you know what, forget her. You know, everyone was helpful. Everyone, anything that I needed, I knew I could turn to this department and ask for the help, and I knew I would get it.
So you obviously felt that you weren't going through that alone because
Correct.
you had...
And it took me, you know, I've always been one where if I want something and I need something, I'm just going to go do it myself. You know, I don't sit around waiting for anyone. I just go and I get it done. And it took me a while. It took me a tragedy, if you want to call it that, to realize that I was not alone. I always thought I was alone. I always thought it was just me. And because my biological family is not here, you know, it's always just me.
Right.
And that wasn't the case. You know, I always had people here, and I just never noticed. It took me a while and an unfortunate event in my life to realize that I had people here who had my back the whole time, and I just never really realized.
Right. And that's what people that don't do this don't understand, is that when you do walk through that door and you join this company, and again, I know the reputation of this company. It has a very good reputation. So when you walk through this door, they're not just taking on a new member. They're taking on a family member.
Correct.
You know, and that's what people that don't do this don't understand, you know, because, you know, you're not just going on fires with them. You're breaking bread with them. You know, you're going to events together, you know, parties together. And, like, when something bad happens, they should be there. Correct. Right? It shouldn't even be an obstacle. It should just be like, what do you need?
And they were. You know, I can't thank the ones who helped me. I can ever thank them enough. You know, it just... I don't know if I shouldn't say like I didn't expect it, because I knew that that's what they're about. I just didn't know that like I wasn't alone. Right. You know, with everything that went through, and they had my back 24/7. They still do today.
It's awesome.
They still do today.
Yeah, they were super excited about even this, right? About your interview. They were all excited for you.
Oh yeah.
Right? Well, that's awesome. Who else was pretty excited? You said someone else was pretty excited.
Well, my daughter's excited about it. She was like, "Are you going for a job?" I was like, "No, Kaylee, it's not." But she was like, "Oh my God, that's so cool." She's like, "I'm gonna have to watch it later."
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the kids always enjoy it.
Oh yeah, if as much as we don't realize it, sometimes they're our biggest fans.
So, if there's someone watching right now, right? Maybe a single mother that's watching this and wants to get involved in something, you know, and if you could be the person to give advice to someone, what would you say to them?
I'd say go for it. I say absolutely go for it. It gets me away from home a little bit sometimes, you know. Like, I'll come here and I'll just forget about everything else that's going on. And then when I leave, I obviously go back and do what I have to do. But whatever struggles I have, I know I could just come here and I'll relax. Sometimes I'll even go upstairs and just watch TV once in a while. I've done that many, many times.
Just to be here.
I'll leave my TV at home and I'll come here and watch TV upstairs.
Yeah, and that means something, you know. And everyone who's watching right now, they know exactly what you're talking about because they've done the same thing. You know, just spending time here. You know, people often talk about just the smell of the firehouse. Yes. You know, it's like it's a feeling of home. You Correct. Know, you can go any firehouse anywhere. I go to a lot of firehouses, and I'm telling you though, it's the same smell, that same, you know, apparatus base, the bay floor, the smells. You know, it's awesome. It's like kind of brings you home. You know, you feel like you're at home at any firehouse you go to.
Yeah, I'd definitely say go for it. You know, don't let whatever's holding you back hold you back.
Right. And then what about the female firefighters, you know, that are interested in or maybe on a fence? What do you say to them?
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, don't let just because you're a girl or anything keep you from doing anything you want to do. Just get out there and get it done.
That's awesome. And then obviously here they, like you said, they opened you, right? Big open arms. Mm-hmm. Right? That's awesome.
Rob at the time was very welcoming. You know, I looked at him and I was like, wow, like he really wants me here. You know, it was just great. And even when I went to 55, Timmy Carson was great. No,
Timmy's awesome.
Great.
Chief Carson,
you know, let me in. You know, welcome. Here's your packet. Fill it out. Bring it in. You know, it was very till this day. I talk to him a lot, and he's still the same guy I met like 5 years ago.
So when you come home from the firehouse, has your daughter ever asked you about it? Like, what did she say to you?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, she'll hear my pager go off. She goes, there goes another call. And I'll go and I'll come back. She's like, so how was it? What did you do? Or she'll text me and I'll be like, I can't talk right now. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Right. And then she'll ask, so what did you do? And even my sister for a little while lived with me. Okay. And I would go to her high school for a call, an alarm, or whatever it was. And then, well, what did you do? Who was it? You know, like just random questions like that. So they're very they're very curious, you
Right.
know. And I hope one day, even my Kaylee, she joins. You know,
They should. That'd be great. If they
my
could
boys
follow
for
them
sure.
along.
I know Ethan. Ethan's all over it.
Yeah.
You know, he has his hat. Even Pickle. Pickle has his hat. He wears it around the house. So I'm hoping one day Kaylee gets into it too.
Yeah, good. Now, on your social media, I saw that you did some pub ed at the school, like some public education. You had the fire truck there, and you were, showing all the kids and stuff from the apparatus. Tell me what that was like for you.
That was probably like the best time I've ever had. I know I love kids. If I could like just take all the little kids, like how everyone wants to save the puppies, I want to save all the kids. I love kids. So going to the school and talking to them about fire, and they're all excited, and then they see a female firefighter, and like, oh, she's a girl. It was really, really fun. I had the best time of my life over there.
Yeah, and you probably do realize, but maybe you don't, but that impact you're making on those kids, what I often hear from a lot of firefighters is that their early memories of firefighting and being a firefighter was from pub ed.
Yeah.
So they remember the fire truck coming through school.
And we had it. We only had it once in Newark, but I definitely remember that day, as I was probably in like third grade, and we got to jump through the truck, just the same we do here with the kids. We walk through the truck.
Right.
And it's been 20 years later, and I still remember that day.
See?
So you're right.
Yeah, it's funny. I talk to a lot of people, and they say that. Like, how did you get involved in firefighting? How did this become a thing? And a lot of them say, wow, yeah, I remember when I was a kid, the fire truck coming to school.
And I remember too, and I don't have it on me, but this little girl, she made it a purpose to get out. She managed to get away from her teacher, came over and handed me a rock. It was just a rock, but she's like, this is yours. She's like, I want to give this to you. And she gave me a big hug and whatever. Like that right there was like, I was like, this is it. And my day is made.
Yeah, that's awesome.
To her, it was just a rock, but to me, it made a big difference in my day. I was like, my day's made.
Yeah. Like I said, those little things, little things are the things.
And I still have the rock. This was probably back in September. I still have my rock. It's in my room, and I like legit love my rock. Because she gave it to me. It was totally. I don't know who she is. Never saw her in my life, but she broke away from her teacher, like I said, and just came right over.
So, tell me about some of the people here in this place. What are they like? Is it like...
They're different. They're my people, though. I love them all. It's like we're a big dysfunctional family.
Yeah, good.
Like, as much as I... there's, like, Billy, for example. Billy picks on me. I'll pick on him back. But it's like I told his wife, Jenny, I'm like, he's my big brother. He's the brother I never had.
Right. That's cool.
And I will come in and I will jump on his back. And, like, we are, like, brother and sister.
And that's the bond that we were just talking about before,
yes.
That people don't...
It comes back to all that, yes.
Right, absolutely. And then your kids get to see that too. Your kids are seeing that, and they're seeing that this big family that you're involved in here.
Yeah, and then like he'll come pick on me and he'll like try and like pretend like he's poking my face, but he's not. And I'm like, just get away from me. And my daughter's like, get away from my mother. Like it's comical.
Right.
It's funny. And you know what? I wouldn't want it any other way.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's good that, you brought me here to get to see the apparatus. I mean, it's really nice. First of all, it's a really clean firehouse.
Thank you. We managed.
It's like super clean. And I like the diamond plate walls. Those are cool.
Yeah, we just got that sometime in the fall. It took me a while to get used to it, but now that it's here and it's completely done, I actually like it.
Yeah, I got to tell you,
looks really nice.
It's like the first thing I noticed when I came in here, how cool it looked.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was great to hear your story. I think it's very interesting to come from Brazil into the U.S. and then you're a firefighter here. It's pretty interesting. You don't hear it every day.
No,
I think it's unique.
It's different.
Yeah.
And I honestly I love it. I could not see my life any other way.
Right. Is there one thing you'd like to add about anybody that has been here for you that changed your life or had a big impact in your life since you've been on this fire company?
Let's see. I do have, like I said, like I mentioned Billy.
Right.
Billy's a big part of my life. His wife, Jenny, is a huge part of my life. Like anything I need in this town. You think I'd been here for 3 years. I'd know my place around. I only know how to get to my house to the park like half of the time. But, anything I need down here, I just mention it to her. She's got my back 24/7. You know, like I said, I am not alone here.
Right.
You know, I come from thousands of miles away. I
Yeah.
ended up in Little Egg.
Right.
28 years later.
Right.
You
Who'd
know.
have thought?
Who would have thought that I would come from Brazil, knowing absolutely no English, no nothing, and I'd end up here doing what I do.
That's good. Well, listen, I'm looking forward to hearing even more about you. Looking to see more and more success stories coming from you, and looking to see your kids grow. I know on social media you have your kids. You're a very good mom, and
Thank you so much.
I could see that your kids mean everything to you. I think the fire company is a perfect home for you, and from everyone that talks about you here, they're very happy to have you here. You know,
And I'm definitely happy to be here.
that's good. Well, thanks. I appreciate you coming
Thank
on
you
to the
so
show,
much.
and I hope you enjoyed it. And see, it wasn't as bad as I thought. You thought I was so nervous for nothing.
I was so nervous.
But it's fine, right?
It's a typical female thing, I guess.
It's just two people talking. It's no big deal. Well, a lot more coming at you. Like I said, this is the very first episode for 2020, so there you go.
I'm honored.
You're honored?
I am very honored.
So you have that going for you, right?
Thank you so much.
Like-
Thanks for coming out here.
Oh, of course, I enjoyed it. It was a good time, and like I said, it's like super clean. You didn't do this for me, right? Is it always like this?
No, we keep it up. We keep it pretty clean.
No, it's awesome. It's a really cool place, and I appreciate you having me here. It meant a lot.
Thank you.
All right, more coming at you this year in 2020. I got some pretty cool shows coming. I'm not going to tell you what they are because then it ruins up the whole Instagram thing. You know,
It does.
Yeah, you got to give those teasers out so people look forward to seeing some stuff. So we showed your patch as that was the teaser. You know, if I was going to show you your helmet, but then everybody would know
Who I was.
right, and then it wouldn't be
Absolutely.
a big surprise and stuff, and people would be like, well, "Who is it? Who's coming on the show?" Now they know.
And I did have a lot of people at work. You know, I saw your patch from your department. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it?
Now they're going to find
Now
out.
they're gonna find out.
All right, well, stick with us. A lot more to come. Make sure you follow that Instagram page if you're not already. A lot of cool stuff being posted on that. And this episode, just so you know, was sponsored by NextRung, the people
Awesome.
at NextRung. So the people at NextRung are hooking you up with a free T-shirt.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes. So we'll get that size, get it over to Blake and the people at NextRung, which are an awesome resource. And before I forget, because I always do, but I'm so proud of myself I didn't forget this time. So every guest that comes on the show gets the patch, right? Yes. So
Awesome.
now that is yours. You are
Thank
now.
you so much.
And the only people who get those, by the way, are people who go on the show. So if you have one of those, you were on the show, right? So that's pretty cool. You have the big decal, right?
Awesome.
And of course, NextRung, like I said, they're the sponsor. So we have decals from NextRung. They're yours. And of course, you have to have Mondays, right? Green Mondays, right? I'm sure you've seen the Green
Absolutely.
Monday
I
campaign,
have.
right? Right. So there you go. That's
Thank
for
you.
you. You have to wear that, by the way.
I will.
Right. I'm wearing my Green Monday. So
Still Monday, so I'm putting it on.
you're absolutely right.
Still Monday.
It is Monday. So it is Green Monday.
It
Blake,
is Green Monday.
I see. Now you just saved the show.
I did.
Today is Monday.
I got my Green Monday on.
Yeah, I totally forgot it was Monday, and now it's Green Monday. And look at that, you got your Green Monday thing on Monday. So I gave you two of these. I don't know if you had these or not, but these are the NextRung. This is the Real Talk campaign. And like I said, there's a phone number on here. We never push anybody, but we just offer those resources. So if anybody wants to talk to anybody at any time, there's the resource to do so. All right. So if you can hang those up at the
Thank
firehouse,
you. I definitely will.
I'm sure the fire company will be cool with that.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, here we are. More to come. See you soon.